Hi, I'm Dr. Kenyon Williams from Minnesota State University Moorhead, and today I'm going to share with you 3 tips to help you do the very best you can at the North Dakota All-State Snare Drum Solo. Tip number 1, practice all the rudiments in the piece slow, fast, slow. Now, since this piece is nothing but measure after measure of rudiments, practice each measure 1 bar at a time, slow, fast, slow. So for example, measure number 1, which is just a 9-stroke roll with a tap beginning. Take it slow and then gradually speed it up. Take it to the point as fast as you can do it and then slow it back down again. Try to practice controlling it. And the reason to slow it down is because oftentimes we get fast, we get sloppy, and then we slow it down, we suddenly realize we lost the clarity of that sound that we originally wanted. So slow, fast, slow, every measure, especially the more difficult measures, like for example, the Swiss triplets near the very end. Okay, practicing that over and over. Tip number 2, make sure your rolls and your flams are wide open. The people who do great at this audition on this piece are going to be the ones who have nice and clean rolls, with a clean double stroke, and with clean open flams. So many students come to these auditions and play what are called flat flams. For example, in the 3rd bar at the flam tap, instead of sounding like this, they sound like this. Notice that's where the flam's hitting at the same time as my hand. We want to make sure the flam has that separation. And even in that 3rd bar, I can hear that separation as we play it.
At MSU Moorhead, we do more on campus. We do more in our classes. We do more for our community. What will you do?
That's especially important when it comes down to the Rudimental cues, for example, in the third line. That single stroke 4 followed by the Rudimental cue. Make sure I'm hearing those roughs. That 1-2 Rudimental cue sound. Nice and open, not, we don't want to buzz, but an open. That sound right there, Diddle City. Finally, our 3rd tip that's going to really help you with this audition is make sure you understand the difference between the 4 stroke types of drumming. Stroke type number 1 is what we call a full stroke. Start high, end high. Then you have a tap stroke. Start low, end low. You have a downstroke. Start high, end low. And an upstroke. Start low, end high. Now, why is that important? Well, if I'm playing with good technique, then it comes to a single paradiddle, like in that 3rd line in the 1st measure, I'm going to be playing with a good downstroke on my accents, and most accents are either downstrokes, or if they're in a row, multiple accents in a row, full strokes. But in this case, the downstroke, I'm going to have a downstroke followed by an upstroke and a tap stroke. Why an upstroke there? My left hand gets ready for that downstroke. Down, up, tap, tap, up, tap, tap. That makes it easier for me to play quickly when it comes time to play fast. But the main thing the judge is going to be watching to see is, are you really thinking downstrokes for your accents and everything else more at that tap height level? This becomes really obvious right off the get-go in the very 1st line. For example, if a candidate walks in and plays like this, I can see they're not thinking about their technique. But if I can see and hear a very clear downstroke and then lower sounds for my non-accented strokes, then it's obvious that student has good technique. Notice the big downstrokes and everything else nice and low.